Cotonou in Benin, stand-in hosts for the Ivory Coast as they look to keep their dreams alive for the next round. Destiny is still in their hands as they prepare to take on Mozambique. A vital match as we see the shake-up of Group D. Cameroon have lifted themselves into the top spots with a 4-0 thrashing of Malawi earlier today. And as you see, Côte d'Ivoire with a game in hand tonight and can put themselves in pole position for the top spot, the only spot to qualify for round 3, the 5 two-legged playoffs, with a ticket to Qatar dangled in front of the 10 who will qualify. So a huge match of importance. Mozambique have remained winless in the group. Just 1 point to show for their travels, but it came against the Ivory Coast. Certainly a warning sign to the Elephants. And especially considering they don't really have home advantage. Côte d'Ivoire reached the World Cup for the first time ever in 2006. That ushered in the golden era. 3 in a row for Les Elephants. It's been the job of Patrice Baumel to take them back to the world stage for the first time since Brazil 2014, missing out on Russia 4 years after the Samba party. Looking to make sure that doesn't stretch to another 4 years. More like 3.5 with Qatar 2022 over winter. And then the exciting 2026, first to be held between 3 nations: Canada, Mexico, and the United States of America. And that's for the future. Now in plain focus, a match of huge importance. Ivory Coast already looking forward to 2021 AFCON, which will be held in Cameroon at the start of 2022. The continued COVID knock-on. The 2-time champions looking to improve on a quarter-final spot in 2019 in Egypt. 2015 brought them their second African crown. Can they be part of the 5 representatives from the African continent to grace the World Cup in November 2022? A huge year in prospect with an AFCON and World Cup in the same year. Could be a glorious start and finish. Mozambique, sadly, have not been able to pull off a shock in the group. It was always going to be a huge ask for the Mambas in a group with Cameroon and the Ivory Coast, along with Malawi. Certainly huge disappointment for them. Did not even manage a victory away at Malawi. They will finish at home against the side. Also looking longingly up towards Cameroon and Côte d'Ivoire. Head coach Horacio Gonçalves certainly be looking for performance over position. Four times they have been to the Africa Cup of Nations. The last, though, was in 2012. So Mozambique, with pride to play for Ivory Coast, it's very much objective Qatar 2022 as Serge Aurier prepares to lead out the Elephants. A match they're expected to win, a match they have to win. So leading out Mozambique, Elias Pelembe. Red with black shorts. It's the iconic orange with green shoulders. Sees a Côte d'Ivoire face a huge match. Patrice Baumel certainly making some bold choices in terms of his starting lineup. Now, before the action, the national anthems here from Benin of Mozambique. And for Sébastien Haller and Côte d'Ivoire, their national anthem second.
Du Mozambique,
captains face to face as they exchange gifts. Patrice Baumel said in the build-up he wanted to see the Nicolas Pepe from his Lille days, but resting him ahead of the matchday 6 blockbuster against Cameroon, but still plenty of talent. Franck Kessié of AC Milan controlling midfield. Sébastien Haller will certainly be looking to add to his goal tally. Ahmed El Gandour of Egypt taking charge of proceedings here from Benin in Cotonou. Well, Mozambique playing for pride. Certainly been a tough for Conde Chiquinho. But that 1 point they did manage came against the Ivory Coast. Certainly Belembe will be hoping to lead them again to something special. Well, huge importance for Patrice Baumel. He took over at a time where he only had a 1-year contract, qualifying for the Africa Cup of Nations and the World Cup. Certainly with the AFCON to come in Cameroon, and in pole position for the World Cup third round playoffs. It's very much in the Elephants' hands ahead of kickoff. A huge clash in Group D in Cotonou, Benin. Côte d'Ivoire facing winless Mozambique. The Elephants know only a victory will keep them ahead of the Domino Lions, ahead of that blockbuster match day 6 against Cameroon, which will be a cup final for a place in round 3's World Cup playoffs. Well, considering the importance of that match day fixture, Nicolas Pepe, main star, to be rested on the bench, but still Serge Aurier and co. Plenty of strength as they look to find a route to victory. Having to work backwards. Itinis Kumbo plays around the back line. First touch for Hernan Siloane. Spreads it confidently out. Mildo Mandava down the line. Mozambique making a positive start despite their lowly position in Group D. The ball just with a little bit too much verve on it. Conde Chiquinho. Tough task to keep the morale up. As mentioned, they did manage scoreless draw with the Elephants in the reverse fixture. That's Franck Kessié. Looks to dominate midfield. Certainly having a great season with AC Milan as they battle at the top of Serie A with Napoli. Both clubs quite a while without an Italian title. Serge Aurier pressing high. Spent most of his half in the half, but it's a lovely ball to the right. Chance for the opening goal. It drove it straight at the goalkeeper. After having his initial effort saved, Ahmed Traore tried to lay it off. Sebastian Allaire selfishly finding Traore. It's an early chance for Ahmed Traore. 21-year-old making a splash with Sassuolo, another of the Italian-based players. Under 23 AFCON runner-up in his country in Egypt. Striding out of defence. Now Frank Cassier. D'Ivoire shirts in the middle. Rossoneri midfielder able to find the cross. Ball back from Hassan Kamara. Now full back whipping it in, and it's an awkward height. Zinedine Jr. just doing enough to shepherd it behind. Strutting across, Max-Alain Gradel. Former Toulouse captain. Now playing his trade. Second season running in Turkey. Swings it into a good area, just over the head of his captain. There's a player down. There's Silouanen. Looks to get it forward quickly. Into the safe hands of Sylvain Obuo. Still playing his trade with DR Congo champions Tepe Mazembe. Egyptian whistler, Kader, just now checking. No head injury, didn't have a reason to stop it beforehand. Zinedine Jr. initially conceded the corner, taking a sore one there as Sajoye tried to attack the ball. Certainly can't suggest that he did so. The reason they're being hurt, it was his team who had the ball. Aurier down the line. Strong play from Traore. He goes down. Waited for a whistle that wasn't coming. Breaks off Aurier, now playing his trade in Spain with Villarreal. Although hasn't made first team spot his own. Might have had a change of manager, only for Unai Emery, the former Arsenal coach, to reject the advances of newly rich Newcastle United. The former Spurs and PSG fullback, captaining in his country, and now having to shuffle back to collect. Doesn't like the options ahead. Instead goes to young 20-year-old Odilon Kusunu. Left Club Brugge for a 23 million move to Bayer Leverkusen. So the Europa League having a fine time of things. Top group with Real Betis, Celtic and Ferencváros back in. They're missing Côte d'Ivoire's last match. It was a 2-1 win over Malawi certainly making heavy weather of it. That's despite Nicola Pepe opening scoring after 2 minutes. They were stunned on the 20. Kuda Muyaba, only for Franck Kessier to be the match winner from the penalty spot just past the hour mark. Certainly not been all easy going for group favourites along with Cameroon. Hassan Traore denied. Otherwise, a few chances in this very early part of the match. Just trying to settle down into a rhythm. The ball launched somewhat aimlessly by Hassan Kamara. Franck Kessier, lovely ball into the gap. Ahmed Traore links with Max Gradel, tries to swing it in on his weaker left foot. Dropping in is Jean-Michel Seri, still with Fulham down in the Championship. They try and find a route back to the English Premier League. Formerly of Nice, had plenty of interest for Barcelona. Only for his career to go down a different path as a poor back pass meant the goalkeeper had to make a desperate challenge where the shot opportunity was on. But Côte d'Ivoire decide to work in closely, and a fine finish to give the Elephants the lead. Well, there were some jeers from the crowd when the initial shot wasn't taken from the edge of the area. But Max Alain Gradel showed exactly why he waited before finding the back of the net. Well, it was a poor back pass that started the bother. They were cheering him to have a go then. Instead, they worked it cleverly. The ball across and tucks it in inside the 6-yard box. Seri with a disguise pass and then puts on a plate for Gradel. Fabulous ball across from Maxwell Cornet. Gradel couldn't miss. Sivasspor's forward, giving Côte d'Ivoire an 11th minute lead. Well, it was the quick reactions of Sébastien Haller who closed down Hernan Silouane after he was sold short by his defence. And another one, this time from Serge, mixing with the captain Palembe, who's now in what he thought was a goal-scoring opportunity. And it looks like the pass to the overlapping run caught him offside. Strong header from Senali Diomande. Free kick now going against Kessier. Diomande had initially been named on the bench, but Wilfred Boli in the end not taking his place in the starting lineup. The Wolves defender had been a present, ever present for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Hasn't made a single Premier League appearance this season, had been remaining in Patrice Baumel's starting lineup. maybe thoughts towards the crackerjack match against Cameroon still to come that will likely decide the future of the top team to go to the playoffs, as Haller can't take the ball in his stride. It'll be a huge match on Tuesday. Cameroon host Côte d'Ivoire at Yaoundé. Baumel will know. Match of importance, certainly for him. Man who's been steeped in African football for a long time, for the most part, as the assistant to Hervé Renard. And initially, a very negative association for Côte d'Ivoire, having been the assistant to former Sochaux and Lille boss, subsequently of Morocco, when Renard led Zambia to victory and lifted the Africa Cup of Nations after a penalty shootout victory over the Elephants. Though redemption was to be found in 2015, and it was Côte d'Ivoire's turn to be successful from the spot against Ghana, with Baumel on the bench alongside Renard. And the goal scorer, Gradel, has a quick look. Tried to pick out the solitary figure of Haller. Safely into the hands of Silouani. A hands up from the Sivaspor forward. Cross goes Kosunu. Now with Lobo, Uyo, Kessier. I was looking forward to Maxwell Cornet. Didn't get the movement he wanted from former Lyon and now Burnley player. Was playing fullback and wing-back for Lyon. Certainly a spell, the final seasons of Rudy Garcia with Lyonnais, certainly improving. Forwards flexibility on the field. Now in a more attacking position. Well, he laid it on for Gradel to score. Found himself in a terrific position to try and get a second. Just nodding over. Tough one to try and redirect. With no one around him, Mozambique going completely to sleep. Kone, not necessarily been known for his goal scoring. He's netted 4 times, 6 appearances for Burnley. One when they finally got their first win, home to Brentford. Mozambique try and play themselves out. Aurier leading by example. Andava gets it back. It's nicely lifted over and courage to keep coming. Aurier felt it was out, but could hear from the call on the line. Trying to maybe influence the linesman. Raised hand can do a lot. So he's trying to read the ball, but gets stuck in no man's land. Piggy in the middle. And Mozambique can try and fashion an opportunity. The first real chance struck towards Gabo. Comfortable save for the 33-year-old. It was finally worked here on the left foot of Witness Kebo. Doesn't get anything past Gabo. Seems to be an issue. For the first time, Mozambique with a player down this occasion. Serenildo Mandava. Applying his trade with Lille in Ligue 1 in France. Having started his career, as many do, with the former Portuguese colony in the Premier Liga. Lille having a bit of an up and down season after being crowned dramatic Ligue 1 champions. French title holders lost a number of players. Most importantly, their coach, Christophe Galtier, since Saint-Jocelyn-Gourvenec, has suffered very mixed results. But now it could be a mix-up here. Fabulous save at the feet of Allaire. Tried to keep it alive. Finally ahead in the way. Côte d'Ivoire win it back quickly. Aurier drives it low. Somewhat of a sliced clearance from Martino. Will be a Côte d'Ivoire corner. Brilliantly denied the outstretched arm of Silouani. Looked to be in for Côte d'Ivoire second. Gradel. Cassier beats into it, but it comes back to the goal scorer, Gradel. Twisting and turning. It's lifted up. Franquier. Cassier can't get to it, but it might fall to him now. Down on one knee, but still fashions it to Gradel. Oh, I think he thought the challenge was going to come in and hit him, but instead it was a brilliant challenge to steal the ball away. Allaire, huge focal point. First Côte d'Ivoire really had since Didier Drogba. A bit frustrating for him, despite Côte d'Ivoire breaking the deadlock. Aurier does well to stretch out a toe. Gradel goes square. Show a little bit of patience. In the end, it's all the way back to Gabo Uyo. Mozambique might be a goal down and winless in this group, but they've certainly tried to be positive when in possession. Mozambique comes deep. Captain trying to get on the ball. Didn't see much of it. Tough midfield to try and play through. Exchange between the fullback, centre backs. Lembe. Trying to take it on the turn, but Seri read it brilliantly. PCA goes down, but the referee happy to let the game rage on. Cut out by Hassan Traore. Just trying to battle his way through. Hassan Traore, like his trade with Nice, as part of Galtier's Ineos project. Traore certainly not happy with the attentions of Reinaldo. To hook round. The old man fighting a losing battle there. The champion of France taking down former champion of France from his Paris Saint-Germain days, Serge Aurier. With Unai Emery's Yellow Submarines certainly showing the temperature in Benin is high. Inspiration, the name of the game. Free kick for Aurier to lift in. It's high, long, and no use to Allaire, who shows his disappointment. 29 degrees, 85% humidity. Certainly tough conditions to play in. Côte d'Ivoire will be delighted by that fact. They've got themselves an early lead. As it proved against Malawi. That didn't last until the half. For finally, the penalty spot, earning victory. Côte d'Ivoire themselves not that interested in the ball out, as see a neat dance from Conde Jr. Kessié, the man down. Not just the AC Milan faithful, but Baumel and the Elephants will be extremely worried with that huge match on Tuesday. Coming together there. Whitney also going down. Seems to be the arm that's causing the problem. Baumel, certainly a man with concern. His top midfield general, though, back on his feet. May look a little comfortable. Hopefully still able to play. So back underway. Pause for the fair play. Kessié back on the field. Hope soon enough. Sitting deep as he gets himself back up and running. That's a great take. Not only kill the ball, but keep it alive, Gildo. Luis Kisione trying to help out, but Mozambique do cover the ball. Now charging down the line is Gildo Vilanculos. Well dug out to Kisione. Battling. At least gets a throw for Mozambique. Luis Kisione. Made such a depression with Simba against Al Ahly in the CAF Champions League. Simba topping the Champions League group will Al Ahly, although shocked were the Tanzanian Giants in the quarterfinals by Kaizer Chiefs, who went on the South Africans to lose to Al Ahly in the final. Now part of the Club of the Century squad. 26-year-old, a vital cog for Mozambique. Header in field. Del takes it back. Touch for Serge Aurier. Seri puts it on to Diamonde. Took a while. The flag raised on this near side. Foot behind. Line from Fidel de Souza. So 1-0 to Côte d'Ivoire after a half hour. Max Aaron Gradel, after 11 minutes working it. Franck Kessier, he played, Jean-Michel Seri, sorry, the reverse pass to Maxwell Cornet. He slid it across for the simple tap-in for Gradel. Senali Diamonde, just 20 years of age, making the breakthrough last season for Lyon. 27 appearances, 10 of those from the start. 5 starts, 5 sub-appearances this season. Coming on last weekend. Wasn't called for action. Jerome Boateng coming in for competition, but it's a galling 4-1 defeat for Lyon at Rennes. Diamonde hoping strong performances for the Elephants. Let's see their boss take note. Ronaldo. With his arms out, he wanted a bit more pressing. He almost didn't need to. So Cornet taking one in the stomach. Not sure if the whistle went for, suggested it came off a hand, but he was more concerned with keeping his food down. Gador, Egyptian referee so far, not too much to concern himself with. He's been played in a fine spirit. 64-year-old is taking charge. World Cup match. First time he's been in charge, having been fourth official previously. Long ball. Oh yeah, getting there first, but Mozambique keep it alive. And that could have been the equaliser. Huge let off for Côte d'Ivoire. Flash of the boot from Vilanculos. And it could have been 1-1. Early ball here, it ran perfectly. Had to take it first time. With Diamonde breathing down his neck. Might have clipped off the young Lyon defender. Flying past Gabou's post. And a huge sigh of relief from the number 16 in goal. He's had a long battle with Boubacar Barry for a top spot. Sub-goalkeeper of Côte d'Ivoire last made it to the World Cup in Brazil. And then was first choice in the Africa Cup of Nations before being injured. Boubacar Barry making up for being the losing goalkeeper in the 2012 final against Zambia to be the match winner and tournament winner with a penalty to make it 9-8 to defeat Ghana. So Gabou, along with Serge Aurier and this new batch of elephants, hoping to return to the World Cup stage after an 8-year absence. Diamonde certainly remaining aggressive. It's away from Hassan Traoré. He's Aiglon's defender. Eagles, Nice. Fidel de Sousa. Spread into space. Tino to Ronaldo. Ronaldo though didn't like what was ahead of him. Goes backwards. Catabo. Tamo goes down. Kone, the guilty party. Really had no chance of winning the ball, but still stuck a leg out. Had support. Unnecessary set piece gifted away. Less than 10 minutes before the half-time break. Ball swung in. Way too high for anyone to attack. Serge Aurier. There, trying to link with Kessier. Will fall back to AC Milan midfielder, but it's a poor ball. Gets away with it. Now Gradel. It's with Aurier. Young centre-back pairing. 20 years old. Monde to Kosunu. Expect the older heads back into the reckoning for Cameroon. As things stand, Côte d'Ivoire would just need a draw in Cameroon to confirm top spot. That only if they make sure of the 3 points here. See, couldn't get there, and then not so subtle. Renildo hopefully takes free kick offered by the unsubtle shoulder from the on-Russian Ahmed Traore. So 1-0, Gradel's goal. Côte d'Ivoire, a slender lead. Certainly not want to rest on the laurels. Mozambique not created too much. A couple of chances that certainly given Gabo some food for thought. Gradel. His impact on the half. Active so far, but also the only goal of the game.
Avance, avance, avance.
Beaumel so far. Job half done. Gradel just tries to work an angle. The yard. Can't quite manage either, but certainly wins a corner. A few balls swung in, but nothing yet to really worry Mozambique. The opening goal coming from a loose pass back. Caught them in 6s and 7s. And looking to add to the brace he managed against Cameroon in that vital match day win. Behind the ball there, had to come back. Penalised for the challenge on Ronaldo. Frustration for the Ajax striker. Certainly not been a frustrating season so far. He broke new ground in the Champions League, joining an elite club. There's not even Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Robert Lewandowski are part of. Haller became just the 5th player to net in his first 4 appearances in Europe's top competition, emulating Zé Carlos, Alessandro Del Piero, Diego Costa and Erling Braut Haaland. 27-year-old scored his 7th goal of the group stage. A 3-1 win over Borussia Dortmund. Secured place in the last 16 for the Dutch Giants. 2 games to spare. Dubbed King Haller by Ajax Twitter account. It's amazing, he scored as many goals in the Champions League group stage in 4 matches as he's managed in the Eredivisie in 12 starts. It's just his 3rd appearance for Côte d'Ivoire. As we see Jean-Michel Seri felled and saved, taking a boot as Vilanculos tried to keep his balance. Haller's already faced frustration against Mozambique in the starting 11 for that goalless draw in Maputo. But there's certainly going to be no score draw. There'll be no goalless draw here. Gradel has made sure of that. And now can they double their advantage with just 1 minute of stoppage time at the end of the half? Côte d'Ivoire with a corner to be taken by Maxwell Cornet. Ball whipped in. Good header away. It could well be the last action of the half as Côte d'Ivoire take a huge risk and finally elect to just lump it forward. The halftime whistle goes. Gradel taking the ball that was struck into the net by Max-Alain Gradel. Mozambique caused their own problems. The Elephants lead at the break, of huge importance in Group D. Côte d'Ivoire at the break lead Mozambique by 1-0.
Calma, calma. Calma, calma. Calma, calma. Calma, calma. Three. Wait. Three. Wait. Three. Wait.
Well, all smiles so far for Côte d'Ivoire. Will it be the case at full time? Sebastian Haller certainly has had a frustrating first half. Part of the starting 11, who drew 0-0 with Mozambique, the reverse fixture. On this occasion, Max Alain Gradel has made sure that won't be repeated. Mozambique, despite being on the defensive for the most part, have shown flashes of their danger. The winless side in Group D could yet pose a threat to the Elephants, as Côte d'Ivoire aim to make sure they're top of Group D ahead of match day 6. Cracker with Cameroon. Aurier hoping to lead his side to Qatar 2022. A win today, and then remaining undefeated against Cameroon would be enough for round 3 and the playoffs for a place at the World Cup. Tete-a-tete between Aurier, the experience, Gobohuo, substitute as mentioned the last World Cup in 2014 when Boubacar Bari was still undisputed #1. Gobohuo is certainly got a clutch on the gloves. Kadur of Egypt brings the ball to the centre spot, says Baumel. Gets some final instructions across before the kickoff for the second half. He said in an interview with Le Figaro, if his players are united, decisive, they're very hard to beat. Kessier seems to be fully recovered from the knock he received during the first half. As Côte d'Ivoire prepare to kick off vitally important second half to try and make sure destiny remains in their hands for match day 6 against Cameroon. So Côte d'Ivoire, a goal to the good against Mozambique, thanks to Gradel. They'll want to have fewer slips. Santraiori not yet switched on. Ball rolling under his foot in Mozambique. An early throw. Ball whipped into a really good area. I'm not sure how much Miscassione knew about the effort because it came off his back or his shoulder. That maybe was thankful for Gobohuo and the Elephants. The ball whipped into a great area. Kisione almost getting them in trouble. Could have again. Oh, untidily, but successfully takes the ball. Accepts the apology. The pressure from the Al Ahly midfielder. Sneaks off the toe of Vilanculos. It's been a somewhat lackluster start from Côte d'Ivoire. Some encouragement for Mozambique, but that could change on the break. But Allaire just not showing the form he did for Ajax, or does, I should say. Gives away a cheap free kick to Kambala Inanga. Too eager to win it back. Running all the way out, and it's certainly Star Beaumel would have been looking for as they hope to continue on their path to the World Cup. Tuesday will be the Group D final with Cameroon. After the earlier matches, Cameroon winning handsomely to go top. 4 wins from their matches with Malawi and Mozambique. Just that one defeat, importantly coming against Côte d'Ivoire. Whatever happens tonight, it will go down to that final fixture. It's just a question of who will be on top. Only a victory for Côte d'Ivoire will keep them ahead of Cameroon going into Tuesday's matchup. Gladel just hovering alongside Traoré and Allaire, but Cornet unable to dig out the cross. Certainly it's frustration, but CAF doing a lot of work to encourage the improvement of stadia across the continent. Côte d'Ivoire will hope sooner than later to be back on home soil. Instead, Cotonou in Benin, the host for this match, as Franck Kessié lets the ball run away from it. It's a very slack start to the second half for Côte d'Ivoire. Considering the importance of winning this, Mozambique given some encouragement. Alembe, the captain. Lifts it long. Safety first option for Traore. Mozambique can certainly come out in confident fashion. Schione giving chase, certainly heavily involved. Could do much more to threaten. Whoa. Sajoye. Jean-Michel Serry hovering, goes back to the L'Oreal fullback and Elephants captain. Diamonde an option. TP Mazembe goalkeeper likes to go long. Kessier just lumps it into the air. Headed on by Zinedine. Malembe, well, his own defender getting in his way, but Sosa able to make an easier apology since he didn't lose the ball. Good challenge from Seri. There's the sound of the referee's whistle. Kisione, 25 years of age, is really starting the peak years of his career, finding himself at Arali. Certainly a huge step up. Has been spending more time on the deck than on his feet in the last few minutes, showing the pressure Côte d'Ivoire feeling. It's a very uncultured by Diamonde. Late challenge there, the referee trying to play advantage. Ball remains in, keeps his eye. Eventually the ball has been put out. Allaire just hasn't been able to find his flow. He's certainly frustrated, particularly in how feels he's been treated versus his way, but Mozambique doing the right thing and returning the ball played out. Check on the striker. Despite a sluggish start to the half, Côte d'Ivoire still with a precious 1-0 win. For now, as it stands, keeps their noses ahead of Cameroon. Aurier has to go back to try and retrieve that. Sloppy. The two-time African champions. Certainly be one of the main favourites come Cameroon 2021. Hope to get one over the second time in Group D over the Indomitable Lions before they host their own Africa Cup of Nations start of 2022, starting January 9th. expanded tournament, meaning it will run until first weekend of February. Exciting month of best the continent has to offer. Mozambique, frustratingly for them, not be taking part. They haven't qualified since 2010, the fourth and final time in their history since becoming affiliated with CAF in 1980. Mid-70s when they gained their independence from Portugal. Never reached past the group stages at an AFCON. Côte d'Ivoire champions in 92, 2015. Just failing to get past the quarterfinals in Egypt in 2019. Gradel standing over this, Kessier just dragging De Souza out of the picture. Whipped into a really good area, but up and over. A gilt-edged chance, but certainly Diamonde's reaction tells you he feels he could have done better. Substitution, Milankulos, who has been one of the standouts for Mozambique, making his way off. Reginaldo Fate. Number 9, hoping to provide firepower. He's been missing for Mozambique. 31-year-old playing his trade and hoping to try and get it on goal right with his first action. Vital interception from Gaboyo. Otherwise, the Kazakhstani Premier League striker could have been in. Ronaldo with a superb delivery. But right at the other end as the match suddenly comes to life. And it's 2-0, just when Mozambique thought they could have got level. It's Maxwell Cockney who crowns a fine counter-attack by doubling the Elephants' lead to the delight of the fans who have made it here to Benin, here in Cotonou. The Stade de l'Amitié is all smiles. Brilliant play to whip that in. And Gradel, having scored the opener thanks to a corny centre, returns the favour for the Burnley midfielder. He struck it into the ground. And despite the best efforts of Siluani, he could only push it further into the top of the net. A crushing blow for Mozambique. But Côte d'Ivoire, the 2-goal lead, setting themselves up to mean if they stay get a draw, at least in Cameroon, they will top Group D and move on to the playoffs. Mozambique have only scored 1 goal in the previous 4 match days. That came away at Cameroon from Jenny, Cipriano, Katamo. Now they need 2 to put Côte d'Ivoire in trouble. Well, the cheers coming, but Jean-Michel Seri got his body in a good position between man and ball. Mozambique feel hard done by as Diamonde uses the escape routes of Kosonu. 2 20-year-old centre-backs trying to keep Mozambique at bay. Witness tries to go through. He initially seemed to get through the legs. Well, and while he was waiting to claim for a corner, let his man out of his sight, and then his frustration boiling over to give away a reckless free kick. It's a sore one for the Nice fullback to take Hassan Kamara, snuffing out the danger. Sore one there, although Ahmed Traore, not sure he did anything wrong. Great chance to strike a goal. Every right to take it on. Some apologies offered, but Ines Gembo certainly had every right to take on the chance. Just couldn't find the quality needed. Desperate to hit the target at least, and instead wastefully over. Certainly be plenty of interest for Cameroon looking at this in terms of Côte d'Ivoire at the back, but whether they'll have Boli back. Sana Boubacar and co. Hoping they have quality to punish the Elephants. So far, it's 2 to the good for Côte d'Ivoire. Taking its time. Silouani. Certainly Côte d'Ivoire There's no reason to rush him. They want this to be job done. Dries Bommel will be looking on and thinking, can he make some changes to rest some of his bigger stars ahead of that mammoth fixture on Tuesday night. Kessié, Allaire, and the captain Aurier could be given a break. They don't want to risk any injuries for sure. Aurier standing firm, doesn't need the help as he clears their lines. Had a great chance to strike a goal. Bo didn't even have to make a save as Diamonde takes his time. Goes back to the 3-year-old keeper. Well, the game somewhat settling into a very low energy. Mozambique now 2-0 down. Côte d'Ivoire feeling the comfort of it. So those changes ready to be made as man who opened the scoring. Goal and assist. It's Gradel and Maxwell Cornet to be taking their way off. Let's see for confirmation. There was a bit of confusion there, but there we go. So a goal and assist each for the men going off. Nicolas Pepe getting the final 20 minutes. I think more of a warm-up for the game against Cameroon. They won't want him to go in cold, and he's in behind here if Allaire can find him. Huge opportunity to score with his first touch. Instead, he picks up the ball now, just injects a little bit of pace and excitement into a match that was drifting. And now Pepe strikes. Kessié doing well to hear the call. Goal scorers, Gradel and Cornet off. Look at Pepe straight into the action. Jean Evrard Kouassi also joining in the action. Kouassi is made a career for himself out in China. First with Shanghai Ports, more recently with Wuhan FC. I guess in some ways, Wuhan now a very well-known city. 5 goals in 13 appearances this season, the Chinese Super League. Nicolas Pepe, the star man for Bommel's side. 1 star on, 1 goes off. Kessione heading off, had that chance that came off his shoulder. Clesio Buke makes his way on. Jenny Katamo, the only goal for Mozambique in this group stage. He makes way for Geraldo Matsimbe. Mozambique giving a bit of a rest to their star players. We're hoping to finish on a high against Malawi on match day 6. As the other two giants in the group will fight it out for top spot. 2-0 in this round 2 of World Cup qualifying for Africa. This is a real scrumash going on. Kessié, lovely turn, driving towards the box, trying to commit players. Might have got the corner, he does. He's taken a hard hit off the running track, running out of grass. This artificial pitch. Ball whipped in, it's deep, headed back across goal. Well, a goal-saving header. Surely from De Sousa. It dropped over his head. Looked like a certain third. Traore whips it in towards Allaire. Maybe a shout for another substitution. Still plenty more can be made. So the 5-sub rule intact. COVID still causing issues. Certainly helps to not overload the footballers. They've had an incredible amount of football since the restart after the initial brutal lockdowns. Ball whipped in. Oh, was coming for it. Diamonde decided to take control of the situation, take no risks. Just 2 goals conceded by Côte d'Ivoire during this World Cup qualifiers. One to Cameroon in that 2-1 home victory. 1 to Malawi. It's been a fine recovery after opening the group with a draw against Mozambique, who can only hit the side netting from the corner. Lembe with the apologetic hand in the air. Côte d'Ivoire turned it around against Cameroon. And now a 4th straight win looks to be secured as Franck Kessié, who's been in the wars of it. They're not going to take any more risks with the AC Milan midfielder. A vital cog for the Elephants. And on comes off the bench Dai Sere. Safety first from Patrice Baumel. Max Salanchadel and Maxwell Corney helping each other to score. They lead 2-0. DA off the bench at 37 years of age, the Sion-based veteran. Ball spread out to Traore. It's a fine ball and straight into the path of the substitutes. Kouassi showing this bag of tricks, the little look away for the blind pass. Quite the same once he played it on to Traore and penalised. Well, the crowd certainly enjoying the footwork, excitement brought from the subs bench. Not sure exactly what that's given for, but down, free kick given. Kouassi started the nil-all draw against Mozambique. 27-year-old, certainly taking an opportunity to impress. Clash there. Sees Aurier down. More worries for the Elephants. So far, nothing has seemed too serious. Certainly, there are some time before the Cameroon game. Oof, it's a really hard hit against artificial turf. Take more than that to knock out Serge Aurier, although Baumel wiping his brow. I bet he wished the final whistle was imminent. Instead, just over 10 minutes remaining. Away, Mozambique look for at least something to try and give them a little perk up before the end. Mentioned just one goal in the group stage. Playing for national pride. Chance in behind, waiting for support. It's just a little bit wide, but Kouassi comes back inside. Hasn't had the best of matches, but he's certainly linked up the play well when he's got the opportunity. Just a bit out, Kouassi, but he worked it back inside. Deflected effort for another corner. Free header, but having to stretch back, try and work it on target. Strong neck muscles. Again, yeah, he acts forward, unable to find the target.
Assad, t'as vu?
Launches long. Okay. I'm not sure. Is it coming together? They certainly felt it was clear. Okay, not in agreement. A kick out from the Mozambique coach. It's been another tough day at the office. Just that 1 point against Côte d'Ivoire to start the group and begin with so much hope. It was soon eviscerated with what will now be a fourth straight defeat. Maybe there is to be, though. Bright end. Mitinis Kembo whips it in. Easily defended by Aurier. Now Kouassi giving the option. They use it. Oh, brilliant footwork, and he's just dragged back. So I'm not really sure why. He had the cover from Ronaldo. Couldn't help himself in trying to deal with the threat of Kouassi. Kambala, Nanga, electing to take no chances. So booking. It's always coming. So Sébastien Allaire will be going off alongside his captain, Serge Aurier. And Boli preparing to come on. He had initially been waiting around. Allaire will be hoping for similar as he did against Cameroon, with a brace that earned them that vital victory. So Yohan Boli on. This is Digbo Mega.
Allez, yo, allez, attention là. Entre deux, ça joue. Va. Ahmed, avance.
So Boli on to lead the line. Whipped in. Well, he wasn't confident about that. Brilliant defending, though, to defend Gaboa's goal. Didn't seem comfortable about catching it. Decided to push it out, but into a dangerous area in the box. And a brilliant block, keeping Côte d'Ivoire's clean sheet intact. Certainly the Côte d'Ivoire fans will be absolutely delighted. It's certainly the set-up match for the Group D final with Cameroon. The new victory was the only way to have them in the driver's seat ahead of that huge clash of the Titans. Mozambique getting in their own way. Booking last time, this time Kambala turned his own player's pass. Nildo worked hard. Certainly been in the wars somewhat. The champion of France, Mozambique, have faced a very frustrating group stage. They don't have quite the riches of talent that Côte d'Ivoire have. It's always going to make it a huge task to try and make an impact, particularly the difficulty of only 5 spots for Africa at the World Cup. Côte d'Ivoire 2-0 into the final minutes. Certainly the talk from Infantino, FIFA president, about expanding the World Cup, very much aimed at increasing representation for continents outside Europe, including Africa. With their 48 teams, the World Cup would work. Certainly still a plan for 2026, if not Qatar, but Côte d'Ivoire could be going to Qatar. That's still to be decided. But victory, without doubt, against Mozambique with a fantastic third goal. Delight here, the Stade de l'Amitié. Certainly no mercy of friendship shown by Côte d'Ivoire. Ball worked back after a quick throw-in. Ball back from Yohan Boli, the substitute. And there was Jean-Michel Seri, usually the defensive shield in front of the back four, this time showing his fine feet and finish that once had Barcelona interested in the former Nice man. But it's Fulham's defensive juggernaut that rounds off. Fine win for Côte d'Ivoire, just ahead and on the 90-minute mark. Not been at their scintillating best. They've not had to be. Very much Cameroon in the rear view mirror. But now it is gaining momentum towards what will be an unmissable Group D finale. Côte d'Ivoire will be going into it top of the group. For Cameroon, it will be win or bust. 10 group winners will move on to round 3 for the playoffs. While the permutations in other groups will certainly have statisticians scrambling and scratching their heads. It will be very simple in Group D. Cameroon, it's win or out. The Ivorians know avoiding defeat will see them advance to round 3 in the playoffs. Patrice Baumel knows that his future as coach will be decided by their ability to reach Qatar 2022 and the upcoming Africa Cup of Nations. The playoffs taking place a month later than the final in Cameroon for the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations. March Madness in a bid for the 5 golden tickets to Qatar 2022. Côte d'Ivoire desperate to be in the hat. They missed out on Russia. Can they yet return to the world stage? Ronaldo down the line for a well-beaten but certainly not overawed Mozambique. Fine clearance. The ball finding its way to the substitute Fate. They couldn't turn it in. Côte d'Ivoire turning in a professional performance. 3-0 victory, well earned. Gabou with the clean sheet, says Côte d'Ivoire win a 4th straight game in Group D since their goalless draw with Mozambique in the reverse fixture. But this time, Gradel, Cornet and Seri have Côte d'Ivoire dreaming of Qatar 2022. They face Cameroon on match day 6 on Tuesday night. And the Ivorians will go in with the advantage, going to Cameroon in order to try and secure top spot. No wonder it's all smiles for Franck Kessié and the Elephants. For Mozambique, it's another crushing defeat. But again, they made Côte d'Ivoire work for it. The Elephants certainly making plenty of noise as they look forward to that mammoth clash with Cameroon on Tuesday night. The party in Benin. Ivorians will hope to continue that. And they travel to face Cameroon. So a huge match in prospect. Ivory Coast making sure they got the job done. It's been a huge turnaround since that goalless draw with Mozambique on match day 1. And match day 5, there were no mistakes. Cornet laying it on for Gradel, who returned the favour before Seri with the final goal. So a point ahead of Cameroon before the two clash on Tuesday night. From us, for now, it's good night.